This is the Once Over podcast with your host, Nick and Jill, and special guest, Brandan.
Yeah, so this is episode 6.
Yep.
My goodness. Apollo just burps so loud. It's so wet.
So we have Brandan back.
Yeah. Thanks for coming back.
Me.
So I'm going to kick things off and say, and we've mentioned it in the other podcast as well, that I love Resident Evil. I mean, it's no secret. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's one of my favorite, all-time favorite series, I think. And I know, and we've mentioned this in the other podcast as well, I know for sure, is that we first became friends over Resident Evil.
Definitely.
Over
PS3,
I love it.
Resident Evil 5.
Yep. And man, how many times have we friggin' played that?
I would say at least once a year for at least the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I think we played
and
it
this year we played it twice though, because we're going, and it's going to be a third time.
Yeah.
Or no, we did the actual recording last year.
Yeah.
And then we're playing it twice this year.
Love you, but go somewhere.
Hey, Captain.
Yeah, so I mean, I have all of the games, all the books, all the movies. You got me the cool necklace. You probably will never be able to see this on the video, but cool umbrella necklace and some earrings from the Halcon. I just love playing it so much.
Yeah,
I love
it's a good series. I really like it. I've liked it right from the start. Obviously, it was my first N64 game. Oddly enough, that I played.
Yeah.
An extension other than like Star Fox.
Was it RE2 that you had?
Resident Evil 2 was where I started, and then as I got older, I was able to pick up a PlayStation. I got that for Christmas one year, and then I went back and got Resident Evil 1, and then got 2 and 3 on the PS3 or PS3. I have it on PS3, but originally on PS1, obviously. Went through them. They're all like I just remember being captivated by the story. And now that I look back, the story is not that good.
No, the story is absolutely terrible.
I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it's definitely not as good as I remembered it being as a kid.
Oh, I fell right in love with it.
And they've never finished it in its entirety either. They just keep on doing spin-offs and like stuff keeps happening. And it's like, okay, now it no longer makes any sense. They're never gonna finish it. I came close with Resident Evil 5, and then 6 went off in left field somewhere. So
6, I have a lot of beef with 6. It's a terrible game.
It's great gameplay, man. All that action. I know.
Was that the thing about it? It's like, it's just like...
It's supposed to be action.
Too much of an action cover shooter, a lot of it, so it's not Resident Evil at all anymore.
The only time I had any fun in that game is when, like, we would break it, basically. Or like something stupid that we could do in it. Like there's this one part where you can run and you can slide on your back, right? And you can shoot in front of you.
Yeah.
And you can keep backing up. Well, when me and Dusty played it the last time, we were in the I think it's called an auditorium. And there's like this really long staircase, and I did that, and I flew backwards down the staircase, and I kept going back, and it looked so funny. I was like, I wonder if I can turn myself around and slowly, like you're going fucking slow, and slowly back up the stairs, and I got Dusty to record it on his screen, and I rewatched it. Oh my god, I almost pissed myself laughing. So funny. But like stuff like that,
Resident Evil 6, it was really good when they brought back some of the older characters, but then they like shoehorned Helena in there and made her look exactly like Claire.
Who cares about Sherry Birkin? I'm sorry, I don't.
No, I know.
I don't at all.
It would have been interesting if they worked it properly, I guess. Like that was kind of the hype leading up to it, because it was like, oh man, they're bringing back old people and like they're connecting everybody again, and maybe they're actually going to go through and finish it this time. And of course they didn't.
No.
But of course, and then you're like watching the trailer, and you're like, oh my god, it's like Claire and Leon finally in a game together, working together instead of like doing their own separate stories, kind of thing. And then nope, it's just some bitch they put in the same hair, same clothes.
Oh yeah.
Same color scheme, not really Claire
They
Redfield.
basically just like
Patenting.
ripped her off, like,
Yeah.
and used her likeness, kind of.
Yeah.
But it was just terrible. I didn't think it was good at all. I didn't like Ada's model in that either. I thought she looked freaking weird. She didn't look right.
No,
Carla,
not
after
after 4, not after Resident Evil 4. That was when she
No.
You
was
say you didn't like the model for it, like the actual like.
They almost made
the
it.
character model itself.
Yeah, like
okay.
Yeah.
they almost made her too Americanized.
Yeah, she just
like-
looks like a white lady with black hair.
Yeah.
I thought you were kind of more hinting at the fact that like it wasn't like a finished model, like it was almost like
Oh, no,
old
no,
Angelina Jolie. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
her tits, like no,
The friggin' Lara
really
Croft
sharp
there.
edges
Yeah,
to it.
the old Lara
I thought it was
Croft.
like an unfinished model.
No.
Yeah, the old
No, they
Polly's.
just made her look really different, and she does like
For
her
Polly
Ada
boobies.
Wong. Yeah,
Okay,
Ada
yeah.
Wong is her name, but she just looks like
She's
someone who's
supposed to be
adopted.
Asian, not
Yeah,
friggin'
she's like
yeah,
adopted into an American family apparently, and like, just
it's
completely-
terrible. Like
Yeah,
I enjoyed her quite a bit in the books, but
yeah.
um
And
now
the
you
books are another part of the series. that I
oh,
really
and but
like.
they're completely different though.
Yeah.
Like they're not set really towards the games, even though the
well, they're supposed to
first
be
and
like
second
a
one or zero too.
like
I guess.
like the games that have happened. Like it takes place in the same timeline, but it's just like the writer's take on the new time.
Yeah,
on the same
yeah.
stories. So
Okay.
yeah,
It's not bad. Like Caliban Cove, for me, was not the best.
I
didn't like it.
much either.
It was just kind of stupid.
The ones that they kind of like take creative liberty with are the ones that aren't as good. Like
Yeah,
Underworld
yeah.
was another good one, and then Underworld they just ripped off for one of the movies that they ended up coming out with. Remember that?
Yeah,
The one
because
Leon
that was
in. They were in that facility with underground and had all these different
Yeah.
different cityscapes and like
the
atmospheres.
biodomes. Like they
Yeah.
made because that was in the
The fifth,
Forgot
fourth
about
book.
that.
Fourth book.
yeah, but movie. What was it? The
whichever
fifth
one
movie?
had Leon in it.
No, I know, and Barry. I just can't remember if it
would've
was the
been-
fifth?
Was it a?
because they're on the 7th. The last one was the 7th, right?
Yeah, so it would have been this. It wasn't the 6th. It might have been.
No,
the
it had to be the 5th.
Yeah, that's right. I think
You've probably seen all the movies.
I watch the movies every time I get sick. That's
Just
my, like,
something to go to.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
watch it every Christmas. I go
That's
through
fun.
and I watch them
Yeah.
every Christmas.
If I ever get sick, like,
Well,
and
you-
I'm
you
off
know
work
why-
for like days,
Yeah.
I'll sit and watch the movies. Like
That's
that's usually what I
You
do.
know why that is
Mm-hmm.
though. Why you go back to it at Christmas, the movies, because they used to release the new ones in January.
That's probably why.
Yeah, because
like
the new ones would-
subconsciously, I'm like,
except for
I
the
need to
last,
watch
I think
all of these.
except for the last two, they
Yeah.
would come out every January with a new movie for them. Not every January, but when they released the movies, it was often in January here. So
I never thought of that.
Yeah.
It's working
So
on me
you-
subconsciously.
Yeah, so you go back and watch, and then away you go. So,
I did really enjoy the first one for what it was
yeah.
because
The
it
first
had
one
the
was a
Red
good
Queen
movie.
in it.
The first one was a good movie.
Oh, I
Yeah.
really do, and I really do enjoy it. I always pick out because I've seen it so many times. I always
Yeah, I
pick
know
out
what
the
you mean.
mistakes.
Yeah,
like
I know it's fun going back and watching
Yeah.
that stuff in movies in general, though. Do you know that the original storyline that Mila Jovovich was actually supposed to be Jill?
oh really?
Yeah,
Well,
like that
and
was
then
the original concept for it.
but
and
then they
altered
wanted
it.
to make it more of like an Alice in Wonderland
yeah,
type
and that's
thing.
where they and that's where they changed it all kind of thing.
because there's
so,
a lot of
lot of
like
references.
little nuances to it that you
Yeah,
can
down the
pick
rabbit
out
hole,
after.
down the
Yeah,
rabbit
like
hole and all that kind of fun stuff.
who was it in? Wasn't there a White Queen in Alice in Wonderland?
Later on, there's like the Red Queen and the White Queen are both.
Are they both in it?
featured in the movies and in the?
Oh yeah,
and
but
in
Alice in Wonderland.
Yep.
It's been
Yep.
so long since I've
pretty sure.
read that, but
There's a White Queen in Alice in Wonderland.
I just remember the Red Queen.
There's the Red
Queen of
Red
Hearts or
Queen,
whatever.
but then there's in the Alice in Wonderland movie that they did not all those years ago, but like 4 or 5 years ago now. It wasn't Anne Hathaway the White Queen?
fuck, I don't remember. I never
Yeah.
watched. I've only read the book.
Yeah.
I've never seen
No, I'm
any
pretty sure,
movie
but
adaptations.
I can
but
certainly be wrong, so I don't really remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure there's a White Queen in there somewhere.
well, they did that well, and then all they did was just like the second one. It was terrible how they shot it.
Yeah,
how
it
they
wasn't.
filmed
It
it
wasn't.
because
You could tell they had like slashed their budget by like half or
Oh,
something. because
man,
their
for
cameras
sure.
were shitty.
because like any group of zombies that were running or anything like that, which they shouldn't have been running, because it's not 28 Days Later is fucking Resident Evil. They blurred it, but if you guys,
and all the action is blurred as well.
What I'm gonna suggest is get Resident Evil 2.
The commentary.
No, the commentary. I love the commentary. Usually that's how I do.
She does, yeah.
I watch the commentary on both the 1 and 2. With the actors, because they didn't have.
Not with the
No, I like the actors better. Anyway. But get Resident Evil 2 and get Doom, the movie with The Rock in it.
Yeah.
Identical fucking scenes.
That's crazy.
Identical.
That's crazy.
It's so weird.
They're like, oh, they're video game movies. They must be exactly the same.
They shot it the exact same way. Like a certain. Oh my goodness! You got to watch Resident Evil 2 first.
Storyline was
not storyline, but like in one at the start of RE2, there's this chick running up the stairs and she loses her shoe. Okay, and then she gets to the door. She's trying to punch in the code. Exact same scene is in Doom.
That's
the exact same scene.
Is it like cut differently for Doom, or is it like
no? It's basically the same.
Like took the scene out, or is it a different actor?
Well, it's a different actor. It's still
but
how they did it was
just
the same.
Same storyboard, basically.
Basically, they filmed it the exact same way as
Basically.
That's
and because we watched Doom last year, and I was like,
I've never seen it. I don't think
it's not a good movie. It's not a good movie at all.
So.
Like it's terrible.
So.
Yeah. And one of the guys that's in it, I hate him. He's such a greasy dirtball, and it annoys me, so it makes me like the movie even less.
They're top of the Rock.
I mean, The Rock didn't act well in it either. But
side story: The Rock is a distant cousin of mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Hit him up for some money, because we could really use some funding for this.
My cousin Allie is into like wrestling paraphernalia and all that kind of stuff, and he actually met The Rock's father. In a local like convention kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they're like his father is from Amherst, which is 20 minutes outside of where I grew up.
Huh.
And our family.
So he's not Canadian.
Shared,
like
the Rock was born in Hawaii. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's Hawaiian, but like his father is Canadian.
Huh.
Yeah, and his father is
cool.
like our grandfathers or something were cousins or like that. It's pretty far removed, obviously, but it's
Call him up because we could really use some funding. We could use some funding for this. We have a small podcast and we kind of need some money. Yeah, that's pretty cool though. Yeah, I don't think I'm related to any.
None that I know
of. Yeah, like. Even
your cousin, so
yeah.
Well, I was thinking on both sides too, though, like because on Dad's side I'm Irish, right? So I'm an alcoholic, but on Mom's side, I mean we're English, so like.
Did you ever see the ancestry for that, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Yeah.
It
was pretty crazy.
English.
Oh yeah,
it's
like
insane.
Well, our great grandfather.
No,
probably.
Yeah, my teeth are terrible.
This
is one thing I want to fix.
I know. I
hate it.
It drives me nuts.
The one thing that you're subconscious about yourself in your own podcast.
Thanks. So
just be like this.
We're watching the TheOnceOverCrew podcast.
Oh man, absolutely.
Anyway, so Resident Evil. Back on the game. I guess probably good.
Oh, it's the story that always pulled me into, and the fact that like Jill Valentine was in it, I was like, oh fuck, that's my name too. So I was like, I like it even more.
When you're a teenager, that's a big deal.
Oh, absolutely. Now I'm just like, she didn't act well in the movie. It was like,
she looked the part really good.
She did.
Yeah.
But
and she was kind of badass. But I didn't get that from Jill in the games though. Like Jill wasn't.
Jill was like 23.
She is like she does some badass stuff, but she's not like she wasn't super attitudey or anything like that in any of the games. So
absolutely not, because at the very start, like she's 23 or 22 or 23, starting out when she's actually in Stars, and because her dad was a big old thief. And taught her how to
everything. And we only
the master of fucking unlocking.
Yeah.
And you only find that out in the book.
You only find that out in the book. Another thing in the books, and there's going to be spoilers, obviously, but I mean, they're 10-year-old books, so if you haven't read them by
Jesus
now,
Christ, fucking read them and don't complain.
Yeah. But I remember in my favorite book is still, which one was it? Code Veronica.
I enjoyed Code
And I
Veronica.
love Code
I
Veronica,
lost
'cause
my
they-
Code
'cause they-
Veronica, and then I just bought it again last year because I was like, where to go? It's probably
Download
in my
them all on your
house.
tablet, sister.
I can't. I like the book. I
So,
like the physical copy.
I loved the part where where Jill or Claire walks in on him and Alexia and is it Alexia and what's the dude's name? What's his
Alfred?
name? Alfred and Alexia are having a conversation.
Oh, and she's
And
like,
turns out
yeah.
it's
It's
just
him in drag.
It's him dressed in drag, and they walk in on him.
And
he's
he's
talking to his twin sister.
Yeah.
His twin sister is she's been like experimented on, and she's underground and like whatever.
They gave her the
And so he goes crazy, loses it, and he has
like one of the
his,
viruses.
He has his wig on, and like this great big fancy elegant dress on, and they walk in on him talking to himself in the mirror as he's talking to his sister. And like in the book, and like they break it to you.
He's
in the book,
very
like you don't catch that in the book until you see that scene. You're like, oh my god, this
You're
whole
like,
time.
wow,
like
this makes
he talks
sense.
To her, he interacts with her throughout the story up to that point, and like they don't drop any hints that it wouldn't be actually her in the room with them, kind of thing. So it's really
like
good.
the way that they did it was very, very
that was
interesting.
cool, so.
That blew my mind the first time I saw that playing through the game. I'm like, oh, he's a nutbag, like just so fucked up.
He's not bad.
But whoever they got to voice him was so annoying. Like,
that's how he laughs. He's such
and
then the
so
last part of the
weird.
game, he talks in his sister's voice. He isn't talking in his,
No, I
in his
know,
own voice
like,
for the rest of
it's-
the game. Like after you catch him, he
But,
talks in his sister's voice.
They were twins, were they not?
Yeah, they're twin sisters.
Right.
Twin sister and brother.
Twin sisters. You could say that. And they were so connected that he went nuts basically when they
'cause she
took
wasn't
her
around
to
anymore,
be
so.
experimented on or whatever, however they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just went nuts.
No, that was good. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Gameplay
for that wasn't the best. Like
oh my god, it was so fucking hard. To this day, Code Veronica is the only one I can't go back and play again. I played it once.
I can, but I
beat it,
get
and
to
it
the
was
point where you're on the plane, and I'm like,
that's either,
fuck
it's your make or
this.
break moment. You're like,
Yeah.
either this is gonna work out or it's not.
I'm either going to
And
do
for
this
me,
in
it
first
often
shot,
doesn't.
and if it doesn't, I'm like, I'm not fucking
For me,
playing
it
anymore.
often doesn't.
Yeah.
But no, I just find like it's the one that I can't replay, and I think it might be because it's too long, and it's not like
It is a very long game.
It's like I love the game, but like the gameplay is so hard, it's almost not worth the story turnout it almost isn't worth it. So,
did you play any of the remakes? The remakes of the
No.
Because they redid the first game.
I watched people play them.
yeah,
But like just here.
just like the GameCube version is what
Basically.
and then they just
Yeah.
upscaled it again on PS4.
Yeah.
And
Basically,
PC
and they did that with
yeah.
4 as well.
Yeah, I think 4 looks terrible when every time they update it, just looks a little bit
Yeah, because you're like, you shouldn't make it HD if it wasn't
worse. Yeah.
that great.
All we're doing
and,
is seeing
like-
how bad those
Yeah.
textures really
Yeah,
were.
no, exactly. It looks very grainy.
Yeah.
Like,
okay,
very,
sure.
very grainy.
Yeah. And Leon looks like he's made of plastic in some of the
Yeah, I
cutscenes
don't
and
know
stuff. He looks
what
like
the
a
deal
doll.
was
He
there.
looks like a doll.
I'll still play. I'll
Velocity
replay 4.
Shader was just fucking.
Yeah, exactly. I started talking before I even swallowed the drink. 4 I can replay anytime.
Yeah.
It has such a good
4
replay
was
value
probably
for
the
me.
Best. Yeah, 4 was probably one of the best ones as far as replay. I still like 5 better because I can play it like we play it together kind of thing.
Yeah, but
I
it
find
wasn't.
a
It
lot
doesn't
of
have that
the-
horror factor though.
Yeah, no, I
Like
hear you.
except
It's not
the
as creepy.
no. And there's this one part. I'll go back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not good at QTEs. So quick time events, not good at it at all. I
Buttons pop up
panic.
in the screen, she's
Yeah,
dead.
no, I panic. And we have replayed certain parts so many times because you both have to hit the exact same button.
Yeah,
At the same
it's
time.
timed for both
So-
players kind of thing, or it's like.
Oh my Jesus!
And that's in 5, and like it'll come up, it'll say Sheva at the top of the screen, or it'll say Chris at the top of the screen. She
Yeah.
has to get it, or I have to get it, and then there's ones that both of us have to get together. So,
Okay.
So you have to hit-
one of us. Yeah.
Oh,
if
yeah.
One of us misses
Oh,
it,
yeah. Then
it's
we're screwed. So there's this part with this great big troll, and you're stationary in I almost said in a
You're in a
boat.
turret.
Fuck.
You're
In
on a
a
turret. You're on a
yeah,
turret.
like on a truck, and you can't go anywhere. So he picks something up and he goes to swing at you, and you have to hit the button. Oh my goodness. We've died at that part like so many times because I can't hit the fucking buttons. Because like it'll say, yeah, no, it'll say like, oh, hit B or whatever, and I'm like, fuck, I hit Y. Like, why would I hit Y? Like, it's
for
not
me,
even.
it's been hard to adapt to the Xbox controller.
Yeah,
I've always played it on PlayStation, and that was my thing, and like. Or even like it'll come up and X will pop up on the screen. Well, X is a different button.
Yeah,
on the
no, it's because it's the bottom button on the
PS4.
Yeah,
and it's
so
I think it's the top corner or something on the Xbox controller.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. That's so fucking hard.
Oh my god, I have such a hard time with them because I panic. Even though I see the buttons, I'm like, I could hit something else. Like automatically.
There's a disconnect between here and here.
Yeah, there is. There's the wires are shorting out, and I'm just fucking hitting whatever. Yeah. Because sometimes you have to hit the triggers, sometimes you have to hit the buttons, like your bumpers. Yeah. And I'm like, it'll bring up the bumpers, and I'm like, X and A, what? And I'm like, fuck. It's like that's not it at all.
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense.
It's not the same.
Oh yeah, no.
You can't memorize it by any
sports. It can be pretty tough. But.
Yeah. I find a lot of the time that ruins the cutscenes.
It does.
It makes it so you can't just sit back and watch things happen. You have to hit the buttons. And it's like, okay, well, this isn't really that fun if I have to sit here and like.
No.
They did all this work on the cutscene.
Yeah. But
I don't like games that have that in it. I find that such a cop out.
Yeah.
Hate it.
It is.
Hate it.
Like,
yeah, off on that tangent.
I will say there's one thing about it, because like this kind of ruined the Halo games for me, and I think it was in Halo. Was it 3 or 4? Maybe 4. Like the end of the game.
4 was the co-op one, wasn't it? No, 3 was start of the co-op one.
Was it?
I think.
Oh, okay. I think it might have been at the end of 4. Anyways, there's this part where you're fighting off against an elite and you just have to hit a button and you win the game. And
that's cheap. No, that's very cheap.
So much, because you go through this whole game and it's all nice little storyline. It's amazing. You fight people, awesome, really cool. And then it gets to the scene and you fall down an elevator shaft or something, and you have to hit a bunch of buttons to get up. And
in this game, do they have QTEs leading up to that point though?
No,
that's what pisses me off.
It was just like,
we had that experience last year. Remember, Dying Light. The whole game. You go through the whole game, and there's not a single like sign of a QuickTime event.
Oh, and the
last boss is a fucking QuickTime event, and I played on PC with.
I literally just beat that the other night because I rage quit hard at that game.
She did rage quit too, and I'll get it all on tape.
Yeah, he does.
That one.
The series is actually up on his channel for the full Dying Light. That we played through, and
YouTube.com/ThatGaymerGuy B if you're wondering.
We got to one point, and I got so mad. I just said, "I'm fucking done." I
don't even know if you made it to the QuickTime event.
I didn't. So no, I was there was a tunnel before that,
yeah, you're running,
and I kept dying.
You're just running and shit comes at you
everywhere.
But
I hate those things. That's
I do too.
When you're playing a game. And you're really into it, and then all of a sudden, like, that's in it, and I'm like,
it's
this
one
is
thing.
Bullshit. Like,
it's
like you're too lazy to make the action for it. Like, you know what I mean? Like
rather than time out the whole boss battle, just make it a couple of buttons and you're done.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's for it to be as the final boss. That's bullshit. If
it's anticlimactic. You don't get the same feel of actually beating it.
It's one of those things. If it's consistently throughout the game, then you kind of expect it. But like to play a whole game, like Dying Light, or in your case, the Halo game you played. Like to go through the whole fucking game and then suddenly, there's a QuickTime event at the end of it.
Yeah.
Like fuck off.
Did
you guys just get tired at the end of it, or
that's just it? They probably like, okay, guys,
this is the worst thing I've ever seen in like a Halo game. Like, why did they do that?
Yeah.
They have such an enriching storyline throughout the entire game, and then like,
bing bang boom, we're done.
Yeah, the gameplay was just awesome, and then like, that's it. Like, too bad, so sad, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's very cheap. They should never really do that.
Yeah. And like I said, though, it's different if the game has it throughout, but then they just kind of slip in a QTE event for the last boss.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense at all. Like,
I hate that.
So,
and
like there's some long ones in the Resident Evil 5. In Resident Evil 5
my God.
Really long ones.
Well, like
the last boss, like the last two cutscenes I think leading up to it are all QuickTime events.
Oh my God, there's this one where in 5 where it's like you're in the plane fighting Wesker, and there's this one where you're kind of hanging on this pole or whatever. I can't.
God, my first time seeing it, I almost cried. I was like, oh no, she's gonna die.
because Sheva's like basically trying to give herself up or whatever.
Yeah, she's about to let her sacrifice herself to Wesker, and Chris is like watching her do it, and you can see.
But
her
it's
face.
slow motion. You're getting all the
the
feels from it,
and he
like
has the flashbacks to losing Jill and all this other stuff, and like
But
goosebumps just talking about it.
But it's so funny. Did I hit my mic? Oops. So when Sheva lets go and she's gonna sacrifice, Chris has to reach out and grab her, I think is how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, I've missed so many fucking times, and by the last time you let Sheva die, you're like, yeah, he's always Sheva.
Yeah, I usually play Sheva just because she can't deal with that the angle.
Over the shoulders actually switched with Sheva, and I can't.
Because Chris is on this side, I think, and Sheva's on this side, so it's reversed.
I can't function that way. So
it reverses her whole brain.
It does.
Yeah.
So,
I've just tried to go hit that QTE, and then Sheva fucking dies anyway. By the end of it, you're like, die, bitch. Like, I just can't do it anymore.
Okay, I'm done. Just let her go. It's over. Just get in the deck of the plane.
She's sacrificing herself. Just let her do it.
No, it's funny.
Oh, man. The games are just always good for me. I don't know. Yeah. Except 6. I just erased that from my mind. 7 scared the shit out of me.
I was just going to bring up 7. You should just talk a little bit about that because I haven't played 7 yet. I'm considering doing VR for it. So
I think you should. I would be a pussy to do it myself because I don't like jump scares. And if I'm enclosed with headphones.
They're like right in you there.
Yeah, I
can't.
Not
necessarily headphones, but it's like the fact
But if
that
you
they're right in
had big
face.
Headphones and everything too, you can't hear your environment outside of it.
I know.
I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah,
I think it'd be fun. I would be scared to do it though. Like the first jump scare, I'd be like, "No, I'm done. Just take it off." But I would absolutely try it. I would almost consider, like getting it for that.
Yeah. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it on PSVR because it's not.
Yeah.
But I gotta find the game cheap because I'm not really willing to pay
like,
price for it anymore.
I want to go through and replay it because it scared me. Like I made Dusty play some of it because I don't like getting chased in games, and I can't handle it.
So if there's ever a zombie apocalypse, the second they start chasing us, we're done. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably off myself.
Would you give up?
Probably. If there was a point where I knew...
I don't think you would, because your kids would be there.
There'd have to be a point... Well, like, if I didn't have kids...
But you do.
I know. I can't handle being chased. I just can't do it. I don't like when I'm running and a dog is running behind me all happily, tongue hanging out. I'm sitting there crying. I'm like,
okay.
I just can't do it.
We should reset the camera.
Yep, we're going to reset the camera right now.
We'll get to another time.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
So anyway, that was my I love Resident Evil story.
Cool.
So...
Do you want to go next? Or do you want
like...
You can go. Because, I don't... Thinking. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
That's funny. So for me, it's obviously Mass Effect. That's my my dream series, my niche. Yeah, I guess you could say that. It's just the series that I got super into. I was a huge Resident Evil fan, huge Final Fantasy fan, like big into Uncharted.
JRPGs,
and then,
like you really enjoyed those.
Big JRPG fan kind of for the most part. But I ended up. I just picked up Mass Effect 2 and 3 together on a whim one day after Mass Effect 3 launched, and I was like blown away the first time we turned it on.
Like, I haven't seen the outside in months. Like, I haven't gone to work. People have called.
Yeah, no, I just like it was super. I just remember being like the first time I made my own character, just being like, "Oh my god, this is a thing in video games! Like I can make my own character, and he's sexy."
That's stupid fly.
So it sounds lame, but that's kind of a thing for me. It's like a character has to be like attractive, but at least a little bit attractive for somebody that I can project myself onto to really be into it. And that was the first game that I was able to really like in depth do that.
You can become yourself if you really want to.
Yeah, my first time playing through it was me as Shepard making the decisions that I would make, kind of thing, in the situation. I end up in, and it ended up not working over well in the long run because because in the first trilogy you have to very much like take a certain route or else you end up stumped later on in the game, kind of thing. Yeah. But I played both the games together, like Mass Effect 2 and 3. I played them as a single game, and there's not very much like if you've ever played them, like the controls are incredibly similar between the two of them, so it's pretty much the same interface and stuff.
I played the first and second one. No, maybe it was the first and third one.
Yeah.
Because there's one that I missed.
Yeah.
The first one I beat to completion.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Sure it's the first one? Because it...
I did, because I remember I wanted to bang
really
the dude.
Controls.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to have the relationship with Aiden, I think his name was. Caden, yeah.
That's one of the best parts of the Mass Effect series is being able to bang people.
Yeah, why not?
I didn't even know that was part of it.
Oh yeah, but you can do it. You can do it with Skyrim too, but not to the extent of Mass Effect.
Yeah, they don't have the same kind of the dialogue is just not there in Skyrim and stuff. So, but no, in
you actually have a full cinematic basically in Mass Effect. Then
cinematic sex scenes, it's great.
Yeah,
I had no idea. I did play Mass Effect the first one, but I never beat it. I don't know how far exactly I even got in it.
Yeah, the first one I can understand why someone would put down halfway through.
Well,
it's really janky. The controls are really funky.
I actually kind of liked it, and even the story that was going along with it.
That was a good
story.
Information
and everything they give you was awesome. I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I don't know why I stopped playing it.
You might have just gotten onto something else.
That could have been what it was.
Yeah, that happens to me every now and then. Get super into a game and be like,
I have 6 games on the go. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's I played Mass Effect 1 much later because I actually got an Xbox 360 about I think it was 8 or 9 months after I played the second and the third one.
Yeah.
Because at that point Mass Effect 1 was not made available on the PlayStation at all, and I was obviously strictly a PlayStation person back then. And then it's then of course after I bought the 360 and spent $300 on the whole thing, and they came out with another one. They released it on PSN, so I was like, oh, awesome.
It's thanks, you assholes.
Yeah, and it's so I bought it there again.
Because it wasn't out for PC then either. It was strictly Microsoft.
PC. It was PC.
Was it?
Because Microsoft is PC, right? So it was on PC and Xbox at the same time, I think. I think it might have even been... I don't really remember exactly. I think it came out on PC in 2006 and then Xbox in 2007. But I could be wrong.
Okay.
Put me on it, so...
I was thinking, because it's not on Steam.
Yeah.
It was on...
It's on
EA, wasn't it? No, isn't there one that wasn't on...
Too. Mass Effect 3, I don't think was on Steam yet.
There was one that wasn't anyway.
Andromeda's
That's why
either,
we never got it.
Yeah.
On Steam.
Yeah, but no, if in Mass Effect, I played through, in the original trilogy, you can't have a male to male relationship until the third game without modding it, and obviously on PS3 there's no such thing as modding, so the dialogue is there. They just end up choosing last minute not to use it, kind of thing. So they didn't go through with that. So I was half disappointed throughout Mass Effect 2 when I was kind of learning that as I was going. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of crappy. So I just kind of didn't have a relationship with anybody in that game, and then moving on and having the full representation in the third game. It was my first interaction in a video game other than The Sims, where you meet a canon gay character and that kind of stuff. So it was major...
The Sims games are so addictive. I just gotta throw that in there.
Yeah. So I know, I hear you.
Yeah.
So I went into going into it and meeting a character who's in mourning over the loss of his husband, and that kind of stuff was pretty cool. And it's not something that I don't think to this day there's really a whole lot of other series that I'm aware of that fully represent the community that way. So and that character you can end up having a relationship with when you help him get over his husband, and then you form a relationship with him. And that was my first interaction in that kind of a game with that. So yeah. So, but no, I can remember when I first beat Mass Effect 3, I chose the control ending at the end where you take control of the Reapers and Shepard dies, and I was like, oh my god, what? You made me fall in love with this character and then you kill him in front of me? What? Yeah. I was like, oh my god.
Because that was the one that gave you the choices, right? With the little kid or whatever at the end.
Star Child, and it made people really outraged. But I was very disconnected from social media at the time, so I didn't realize all the stink that was going on about the endings until after I'd actually beat it, and I was like, well, I'm gonna look this shit up. So I went and looked back at just to see if there was another way that I could have come out of that and had a live Shepard at the end, but apparently not without modding it. Yeah,
you're gonna kill him off.
No, I was super I remember the day after I beat it, I was up till 6 a.m. playing the game, and Mike picked me up for work the next day, and I was like, so I beat Mass Effect, and he was like, oh yeah, how was that? And I was like, I don't know. I was like...
Fucking ripped.
Yeah, ripped out of my chest and crushed.
I need to take a couple of days.
Yeah, no, it took me a bit to process for sure. Yeah. So I was like, oh man, chills talking about it.
But that's what makes a game good when you're so invested.
when you play the game
and you're
and
emotionally scarred at the end. That's what makes it good.
And you come out as damaged goods with baggage, then you had a good experience.
They did the job well.
Yeah, you've had a good experience.
Absolutely.
But it's like I guess the other part of Mass Effect that drew me in was the fact like it's super science fiction-y and that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
and
sci-fi,
they draw on like science fantasy, and people are like, oh well, they're the creators of Star Wars and they were into it. But I saw more similarities between Mass Effect and Star Trek than I did with Mass Effect and Star Wars.
Oh hell yeah!
So like
I did too.
Yeah, so like that was another big thing. And then when you're playing through the games, and a couple of the actors from the Next Generation are actually voice acting for the characters and that kind of thing.
Oh my god, Troy friggin' as
Benezia.
Yeah, man. I didn't notice at first,
Marina
and
Sirtis
Dusty's
does
like, listen closely.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
listen closely.
oh my god.
Yeah, and
that's
then
fucking Troy.
In the second game, Lieutenant Worf is a voice actor in it too, so it's pretty cool that way.
No,
it's
neat,
just like again, like you said, like, it's probably the best way to do it is to like when you go through a game and it's like an emotional roller coaster.
And that was like with The Last of Us.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of games that make me cry. That game fucking made me cry.
The first 20 minutes, you're
bawled.
done.
I'm like,
first 20 minutes.
What have I gotten myself into?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever played a game where I cried at
Oh,
it.
man.
I've never played The Last of Us.
I don't care who you are.
I don't get very emotional over like games or movies or TV. Or
Yeah.
like
it's worse if you have kids. It is like
I was into it either way though. Like
for sure.
I played it for some like on off topic kind of thing. The Last of Us is another one that was big for me too. But I actually introduced a couple of friends of mine to it, and neither one of them were gamers. And like we went through that scene, and like both of them were just like glued, and they're like,
yep. Like,
they didn't speak the whole time. And then, like I looked at her, one of them afterwards, she's like, I didn't even breathe.
I
didn't even breathe through that whole thing.
No, and I get it because it just, man, like.
Yeah, and if you're like back like referencing Mass Effect part of it, like when you're watching Morden die. It's like, oh my god, he's my favorite character. He was like, and it sucks because my first playthrough, like I used Miranda and Morden through the first playthrough of Mass Effect 2. They were my main teammates. I kept them with me pretty much all the time.
Yeah.
And then in the next game,
Morden was the alien-looking dude, though,
Solarian.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, the Solarian. He's the doctor that's in the other room. And he's like, he talks really quick and that kind of stuff. You can get him to sing the Patter songs at some point too if you talk to him enough. But no, him and her were my main go-tos for my teammates at that point. And then in the third game, neither one of them are in it. They're in it as like extra characters kind of thing, but they're doing their own thing. Yeah. Morden dies. Spoiler alert. Morden dies when you cure the genophage kind of thing. In the main Krogan episode, he sacrifices himself. And then
I do remember that.
Yeah, that's one of the big emotional moments kind of thing. And then when with Miranda, if you don't talk to her enough throughout the game, like she sends messages to you when you go meet her on the Citadel, you talk to her, you tell her about what's going on, like that kind of stuff. If you don't talk to her enough in the mission that she's featured in, she dies as well. And I didn't talk to her enough my first time through, so she died. It's like, oh my god.
Why didn't I just send you a message?
Yeah, and then like Thane dies regardless. Like it's all people that they get you super attached to in the second game, and then like they just rip them right out of your heart.
That's like the Game of Thrones too. I mean, you get they'll kill anybody off on that one. Like it doesn't matter if you like them or not. Poor Sean Bean. I mean, he's only ever survived through one fucking movie that he's been in.
Yeah.
What's that?
Sean Bean there. He dies almost every movie.
He is a walking spoiler. If he isn't anything, you know that he's gonna die. It's like okay, I know how this character's gonna end, but
it's like he's gonna fucking die.
I don't know how he's gonna get there, but he's gonna die.
There's one movie at least, possibly two. It's been a long time.
I think it is one. It is one. I think.
Silent Hill is the only movie I've seen him in where he does not die.
Yeah, and of all movies.
Yep.
Yeah.
I started watching the second Silent Hill and I only got halfway through. I can't remember what happens at the end.
It's not a good
no,
movie.
it's terrible.
Yeah.
But
I would almost think that's
what a waste to carry on Moss, eh?
Yeah, it is. Like you have to die.
It doesn't matter what he's in. It's like I have to be dead at the end. So.
Yeah.
I need that dramatic
impact. That's my.
No, what a waste to Carrie Ann Moss, eh? Carrie Ann Moss was the like Trinity in the Matrix. She does.
Oh yeah, I know who she was.
She voices Arya T'Loak in the Mass Effect trilogy. Like she's like a really good character in pretty much anything she's in. But then to put her in a fucking Silent Hill too, what a waste.
What was she?
She was the main villain. The woman.
I didn't even get that far. My last...
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
When I just watched it a couple of nights ago, but I stopped halfway through. So we didn't even get to... Like, I think they're on a bus or something. Yeah. I don't know. So I didn't... No, but it's the guy off of Game of Thrones is on it, too.
Yeah.
Kit something.
Harrington?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, it's terrible. The only thing I liked about it is how they did a couple of the monsters. Like, they modeled them good. Like, how they moved and shit was really well done. Mm-hmm. And I try, for movies and games and stuff like that, I try to put myself in that situation. Like, how would I react to that? Yeah. And some of them, I'm like, yeah, I would pee myself. I wouldn't be too scared. Maybe I would cry. Would be another one. Like, certain things, right?
Yeah.
But how they, and here's my only rant for Silent Hill 2. The one thing that I do remember is they made Pyramid Head a protector of her, and I did not like that.
That's weird. That's really outside of the...
I did not like that. Like
and I'm not even big on Silent Hill, and I know that's outside of the lore.
It's my probably one of my second favorite series.
I just always found it super hard.
Oh no, it was.
I can't play this. I can't do it.
I just finally went back and like beat it a couple of years ago. Like, yeah. But in one of the games, Buddy, the main dude's hiding in the closet, and Pyramid Head is like just going right to town on the nurses, like bang them on the kitchen sink, and I'm like, that's Pyramid Head. He's messed up. Like, and he ain't protecting anybody. Like, it's like, come off it.
Yeah.
You know, I hated that.
You know, fun fact, I still have PT on my PlayStation.
Yeah.
And you can't get it anymore. So it's not
I know.
like
you
can't
have to keep
it
that.
So I was like, I can't get rid of
very
my
sad.
original PlayStation because it's on there and I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah. No, fuck no. I was very sad to learn that they just scrapped it. They're not doing it at all.
Well, it's because they can't.
No, I know.
The mess with Konami and
it's so stupid. But to get back to it, I mean, Mass Effect was a very good series. Yeah. Like, I would like to go through and try and play it again. I just don't have the time.
Oh, I know. Like, it's something unless you're super into it, you probably won't. But I've
how many hours you get into it? Out of all...
Just with Andromeda, I've got 450.
No, I know.
And with the Mass Effect trilogy, each one of them... Like, you play all three of them together, you're probably getting 100 hours of gameplay, and I know that I'm into triple digits as far as times played.
I have no doubt.
No doubt in my mind that I'm into triple digit as far as the amount of time I've sunk into it with playthroughs. So like probably 100 playthroughs. Yeah. So like
that's crazy.
100 times 90, you're looking at like
And see, Dusty's like that with Skyrim. Yeah, he's got probably and that's just since we've had it on PC. Like we've had it on PlayStation and Xbox. So and he's probably sunk in like 300, 400 hours into it.
And it's and then when Andromeda came out, like I was super excited for that, obviously, and like it didn't get the reception that they wanted, but I still enjoyed it. I enjoy the universe more than I enjoy the characters and stuff, and I enjoy the characters that are in the universe, obviously, but I find that they're like a lot of people were like, oh, it's not Shepard, it's not the same. It's like, yeah, because Ryder is trying to connect to a new audience. Like they're not trying to connect to the young white male that's like like the typical shaved head protagonist and all that kind of stuff.
The soldier,
like they're not going down that road anymore. And it's like very, very Star Trek. Like
absolutely.
It was exploration based and stuff with Andromeda, so that's why I really liked it. But
the only thing I saw on it is like the glitch videos, like just making fun of it, and it makes me laugh. So I know, like
and
it.
all the time I've spent in it, I've had like my first playthrough when it was in its raw form before they did all the patching and stuff. Yeah, no glitches. Never had a single I might have had like a light glitch that would like movement glitches or something, but not into
there was supposed to be one where like the legs it is pretty crazy.
I never had any problem with any of that stuff, so like it's so sad that they're not going to do anything else with it. Oh god. Don't get me started. I could go on for hours about how mad that makes me. So
you wrote a letter, did you not? Kind of thing.
Yeah, I did. I wrote a breakup letter to BioWare over Twitter.
Yep. It's legit a breakup letter.
Yeah, no, it is a breakup letter.
I didn't know what was happening at first because it was broken up in bits and pieces. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then I finally clued into what you were writing about. I'm like,
a breakup letter to BioWare. I wrote I told them that it's not working out between us. We've had a lot of good time together, but you've clearly taken a different direction, and
we've grown apart. Sort of thing.
Yeah, it's super great. Yeah,
oh
find
man.
it on my Twitter.
yeah.
My Instagram. Yeah, I posted it everywhere. I think.
I laughed pretty hard. I was like, well, it makes sense. Like, I probably would have did the same when fucking Resident Evil 6 come out, like with Capcom.
Yeah,
like, you bitches. And then when they made Raccoon Shitty there. I fucking Operation Raccoon Shitty with oh my god with Slant 6 doing it. I just fucking lost it.
It's basically just the gameplay of 6 with a really shitty storyline, wasn't it? Not that 6 had a great storyline, but it was
not at all.
Pretty
shitty. It was just all terrible all around.
Yeah.
And the next time, if me and you go through and we play it, like it's gonna be strictly like bitching. Like I'm just gonna be bitching.
Every video will be a
the entire fucking time. Yeah.
God.
But it's along the same lines. Like when you have a game so near and dear to your heart, and then the creators, the developers, like, and they don't give a shit anymore. I've got
a list of developers that I no longer trust, and it's
black book.
Basically,
you write down all of them, and then you take a black marker, and you're just
like, I'm gonna go into depth at some point and do a video.
Yeah, you should.
But like Square Enix, sorry, Final Fantasy, I'm done.
Yeah.
After 13-3, third strike, you're out. I played 14 a little bit. Not going to pick up 15.
Yeah.
Don't care how good it is, how good it reviews. Not going to play
I haven't played it since 10.
Capcom. They're another one.
I know.
I've pretty much blacklisted them. I will get Resident Evil
7 is bringing it back for me
VR,
a little bit.
But for me, it's still a first-person shooter. And that's something, like, I like playing first-person shooters with you guys. Like, with Dying Light, we're going through Borderlands, and it's fun.
But it's really not, though.
Yeah,
like
it's
something
it's a
different.
walking simulator, but it's action-y, and it's almost hard for me. So, like, I can do walking simulators and stuff.
But it's almost like 5.
Yeah.
It's very similar to 5.
Yeah.
You definitely have to play it. Like I won't let you not play it. Like you have to.
Yeah.
You just have to.
I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna pick it up secondhand, so they don't get any credit for it.
Yeah. No, it's
that'll show them. Yeah. But no, and like and with the like with the way Mass Effect is gone, until BioWare brings back Mass Effect, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until they come back and they either do it right or they do it like again.
What would be the other, like, besides Dragon Age?
Dragon Age is the big one. It's and I love the Dragon Age series, but I'm like Dragon Age 4 is going to be their next one, and I'll wait to pick it up until Mass Effect 5 comes out. So
BioWare did that was Plants vs Zombies too.
No, they do. That's EA.
KOTOR. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, they do Knights of the Old Republic is their other big one, but they've their newest one that's going to come out next is Anthem. And it's like a Destiny clone.
Right.
It's like a third-person
yes, because I was
clone.
like, it looks too much like Destiny, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a third-person Destiny clone, basically. It looks good, but it's not... I'm not... Like I said, I have nothing invested in it, so I'm not going to pick it up. Yeah.
One other one that they did, Jade Empire.
Yeah, Jade Empire was actually really good.
Yeah.
I think there's only one.
Yeah, there was just one game.
Yeah, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, you know what they also did? A Sonic the Hedgehog RPG for the DS.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Is it along the same lines as the Mario RPG? Like,
it might be. I don't know. I've never actually played it. I can't find it anywhere. I wanted to pick it up just to see what it was like, kind of thing. Because it. Like,
I imagine.
Yeah, but no, they did a Sonic RPG back in the day.
I think that would
the DS.
God awful.
Oh, absolutely. Like, absolutely.
I just remember the like. I don't even know if it was like an RPG, but like that 3D Mega Man. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, Mega Man Legends. That's what I was talking about with the last cast.
Yes.
In the last cast.
Oh, that was a terrible game.
Yeah, Mike loves it. Don't ever say that to him. It's the only RPG that he's played from start to finish. I think
he actually enjoys,
that isn't like because it's very much a basic RPG, but it looks god awful. Like it looks terrible. But he's
Floppy
like,
as hell.
Yeah, it's clunky and like it doesn't control well. There's nothing really like, but he likes it because he's into Mega Man, right? That was his thing. But then to play Mega Man X on PSP, holy fuck, that motherfucker's hard.
Terrible.
No, it's just fucking hard. But no, it's that's Mega Man Legends. Okay. They were gonna do a third one, and they then the guy that does them just isn't with Capcom anymore. So, Then we got Mighty Number 9, the big old trash pile that was.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Did you ever play Parasite Eve?
Oh
I know
that.
I know. That's why I wanted to mention it.
Yeah.
But did you ever play Parasite Eve?
That sounds very familiar. I think so.
Good.
It's a Christmas
the
game,
first one,
technically. Like,
takes place
it's
in
New York and Christmas.
Eve starts.
No, I didn't play it.
Oh
Not
my
the
God,
one that
it's
I'm
so
thinking
good.
of. Something else.
That I definitely want to do that one for Christmas because it
I'm gonna
just.
do Parasite Eve 2 playthrough soon.
Yeah, I didn't like the second one because I didn't like the controls. Like, because the first one was tank controls. No, I know.
The first one wasn't tank controls.
Yeah, it
Girl,
was.
you crazy? No, it wasn't.
On the
It
PlayStation?
was not tank controls.
Oh man, I could have swore it was. I like the controls way better.
It's a top-down perspective. They can't do tank controls like that.
It wasn't top down.
A lot of it is. It's not tank down. It's not tank down.
What's tank down?
No, it's like full swivel on it. So
I was playing D-pad though. I didn't.
yeah.
No, yeah,
it's not,
that's
maybe different.
Sorry, I keep playing footsies with you.
That's fine. But no, it's not tank controls. Not in the sense that Resident Evil is tank controls.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't.
The second one definitely is.
I could not get used to the second one.
Yeah.
Could not do it.
Yeah.
No,
those games just got worse as they went on. The third one, as much as it's...
I watched videos on the third one to get the story,
it's
but...
too fucking abstract. That's the thing with JRPGs in that era, like from like, I would say 2007 to 2014 or 2013, the JRPGs just went fucking wild. Like they're...
like, we're just gonna do whatever we can.
Jay's gone wild. No, it's just like their stories are just so fucking abstract. And like, and like the Parasite Eve game, what a fucking waste. What a fucking
I know,
waste.
the first one was so good.
The first one was so good. The second one was at least acceptable because it was the same character. But then the third one, they get into clone aspects and like time.
What was her name? Her name was strange. Brea, wasn't it?
Brea. Yeah.
Aya Brea.
Yeah. And it's a Japanese first name is why it's different. But yeah, like it's I used to call her Aya because I thought it sounded better. But
yeah, I always did too.
Yeah.
But I was like Brea, Aya Brea. Like
yeah.
That doesn't.
But no, that's another game that I really really enjoy.
Yeah.
I played. Man, I spent some. That was right along. I played that before I played the Resident Evil series kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I played Resident Evil because a friend of mine that was watching me play that was like, "Oh, it's just like Resident Evil." I was like, "Oh, really?" Then I would pick up Resident Evil.
Yes, I will. I will enjoy it fully.
Yeah. So no, it was. I was super into that too. Like from like 14 all the way to 17 or 18. I think I played it like consistently. So.
I remember. Pretty sure Ryan bought it for the PlayStation, at least one of them. Mm-hmm. And I was like, my God, I want to play it so bad, but I could never get past like the first fucking part in Resident Evil, like the
Resident Evil, yeah,
like the original.
Oh,
like,
okay. See, I didn't play again.
It was
I started
so
at 2,
hard
and then I went
for
back
me.
to the original. So,
oh yeah,
but I had the original in every iteration that came out. I had it on DS, I had it on fucking PlayStation, and I have it on the digital network kind of thing. So, yeah.
No, why don't we go ahead and do another reset of the cameras and
moving on.
Yeah, we'll see where we go from there. Okay, and we're back. We had our pee break. We reset our camera. Good to go.
Yeah.
Did you think of a game that you really got into? Like,
yeah. Well, when you were in the bathroom, and you were talking about.
Yeah.
Not really. I don't have a game that I can see going back to and enjoying it like every single time. Like there's games that I played a lot of, and like the ones that come to mind are like, it's gonna sound stupid, but Harvest Moon.
Oh my God!
I can
totally relate to that.
Yeah,
shit.
okay, absolutely.
I love Harvest Moon.
Do talk.
Yes.
Awesome.
So we're all really big fans of Harvest Moon.
First, before you do that, have you played Stardew Valley? Because Stardew Valley is the epitome of Harvest Moon.
I've heard of it. I've also played another one too that was very similar.
RuneScape?
No. It was something else. Rune something anyways. It was very similar to Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
But like Harvest Moon, truly like the original kind of, like I'm talking like the Super Nintendo one.
Yeah.
I
have the one for Game Boy Advance, which is basically
I do have the Game Boy Advance one.
Yeah, which is basically the Super Nintendo
exactly,
one.
Yeah. They have like a couple GameCube ones that I have that I used to play quite a bit, and they were fun.
Yeah,
there's
the GameCube one is it the one that's like full 3D? Because I played. I think so.
Yeah,
I played.
It's called something else though, isn't it?
There's a couple of them.
Mineral Town.
I think Mineral Town.
Friends of Mineral Town. Sorry, is the one on the Game Boy. And the one that's Harvest Moon Boy Girl. I want to
Magic Melody was one of the.
That one I never played.
That one I played actually quite a lot.
Yeah.
Just because. We'll cut this out.
Jackie coming back, or? Jesus Christ, you guys. No, I was, oh man, I have Stardew Valley on Mike's laptop. I'm gonna show you before we leave.
Yeah.
It can run on basically anything. Like
it's not very. It's not. Little intermission with the dogs, Bertie.
Start over, or?
No, it's fine.
No, yeah. Animal Crossing was the one I was thinking of. That was on the GameCube.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a Harvest Moon type game, but
same idea, but not quite. Yeah.
We'll have to wait for her to come in. Yeah.
But no, oh man, Harvest Moon, I'm right up that alley.
I remember. I don't want to start it yet.
Yeah, no.
It's not gonna matter anyway. They're out there. Russ used to have the original Xbox, and it was modded. Did you ever? Yeah, because he let us borrow it for a while.
There's a few games on, like, there's a few games too. Like Harvest Moon wasn't the only one, I guess. And the other ones that I really like to play, like you kind of mentioned them a little bit before too, was like The Sims. I love The Sims.
Yeah. Oh my god, I know.
I love The Sims and Heroes and Might and Magic. Me and Russ played that.
I remember playing that a long time ago.
Like,
was that on? Was that the one on?
That was
PC? Yeah.
PC.
Yeah.
We played that constantly. Like me and my friends would always do that.
The Super Nintendo
too. Yeah. There's some really bad ones too.
It was terrible.
Like, I think I have one of the Heroes of Might and Magic for the regular Nintendo, and it is terrible.
Really?
It's horrible.
Is it not like
It's just it's kind of like you ever play like Final Fantasy Tactics?
I never, because I lost interest.
Yeah.
Like
Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy Tactics was way before 10.
Yeah, I never. Yeah. I played. I'm pretty sure I played.
It came out
7,
shortly after 7,
and then I played 10. I mean, I played 9 a little bit, but I jumped.
The other ones too, like Final Fantasy. I really liked Final Fantasy 2, but I wouldn't say I was very.
That was that's my favorite Final Fantasy.
I'm not like huge on.
I actually played that over the summer break kind of thing.
Yeah, they're good. The Tactics is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one that I like the most.
Have you ever played you probably haven't, but there's a PSP version of Tactics.
Yeah.
It's like the final version, and it's got like the cinematic cutscenes in it. It's super well done.
It's pretty cool, but that's about it. Other than that, like Final Fantasy Skyrim, I really like those games, and like Fable and stuff like that, and Halo.
Ooh, I really liked Fable.
Like they're all really great games, and I could go back to them, but they're not. I don't know. I'm not big on I'm not a super fan.
To like
most people
get the books and like the fan fictions.
The difference with those kind of games, I think, though, is that they're contained in themselves. Like they're not like, except for with the exception of maybe Fable, because I think Fable kind of like you make one character and it carries through, does it, or does your choices, or are they individual stories?
Separate stories, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so
pretty sure.
Again, same thing then. Like they're contained universe. Once you play them once, there's nothing's going to change the next time you play a lot of those games. I know that Fable is based on. I know Fable's based on choice and that kind of stuff. But like Final Fantasy and like
Fable's a little different. Like they talk about the hero from before.
Yeah,
like,
but it doesn't
your old character.
Yeah. Kind of. I think it has something to do with the choices that you make.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played the first and second one.
Yeah.
Third one I didn't like. I quit after that. Much.
That was, I think Fable 3 was the last of it anyway.
No,
because it wasn't it?
They made one. Maybe it didn't come
Fable
out, but there's
Legends?
supposed to be one on rails. Like,
Oof,
and when they announced that at E3, we're just what? Like,
people hate it.
Done. Oh yeah, I just lost complete interest. I'm like, I'm never gonna fucking play it again.
I played the first 3. I couldn't tell you.
The third one had the guns. I'm pretty sure.
I think the second one had guns too.
God, I can't. Second one had a dog, and I think you had a choice whether or not to let your dog die in the end. Like,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it gave you 3 choices, like become the hero you always wanted to be or something, take the money, or save so many people, or let your dog die, or something like that. I can't 100% remember, but
those would have to be the games I would choose though. But I would not call myself like a big fan.
You played Fallout, didn't you?
No, not really actually. Well, I played a few times.
I remember Russ was really into it, like big into it.
No, it takes a certain type of obsession to get into games with me and Jill too.
Yeah, like I am 100% obsessed with the Resident Evil games.
Too.
I mean,
I can't even like my Mass Effect closet.
It's just labeled the Mass Effect closet.
Yeah, it might as well be. There's like thousands of dollars worth of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Like I've got a hoodie for every day of the week. I've got a $600 watch from them. I've got like.
But see, I would too, but they don't make that stuff.
I know.
For
Resident Evil is awful for merchandise.
Oh my god!
And the stuff that you do get, you have to get through obscure channels.
And it's cheap. Like it's not
it's fan-made
legit
stuff. It's not like legit Capcom licensed stuff. It's just stuff that you found that somebody decided to make.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like I'll still buy it, but it's not like good quality or anything.
We know that going in.
Yeah, basically.
But no, like I said, I have a hoodie for every day of the week, every day of the month, actually, for Mass Effect. I've got a different hoodie that I can wear for. Yep.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
So
I don't even think I own them anymore.
I don't. Dusty makes me get rid of mine because I had a lot.
I collect them, so it's
yeah.
I've got hoodies from like World of Warcraft. I've got like a Deadpool one that zips right up.
I remember that one. Yeah. I remember that one.
Yeah, we have one that's from Ted. It's like a big teddy bear hoodie. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
I mean,
do you want to talk more on Harvest Moon?
I don't know what else to really say about it. I really like the games.
I love the gameplay loop.
It's games like that get you sucked into it. Like
that and The Sims are very similar in gameplay.
Same as Pokemon.
Yeah.
Pokemon, I was really big into it when it came out.
Me too. I played that for like the first one, like the first iterations anyway.
They're my favorite. Gold and Silver. Because they were the second ones. I enjoyed that because you can. As soon as you beat the game, you could actually go back and play the first game. So there's almost like 2 in 1.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. No, and they're obviously like a fucking cash cow for.
Yeah.
Man.
They release one a year and they sell the exact same numbers every fucking year. Yeah. But
for sure.
No, Mike is actually replaying the first one on his 3DS right now.
Yeah, because they re-released it or something. Yeah. Oh man, I wish I almost had one.
They're actually on the Switch. They're actually coming out with a full blown 3D version of the original games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it was announced.
I don't know. I don't think I'd like it as much.
As long as
as
long as they didn't change anything.
Yeah, as long as they maintained.
I feel like it would be like Pokemon Snap. Like,
oh my god!
And I used to play that all the time. And it wasn't that good, but I rented it from Blockbuster all the time.
Label on it, so you bought it.
Yeah, and I mean, you're taking pictures of like fucking Charmeleon there. He's playing by the fire, and you see a Panita like fucking jump by and stuff. I'm like, oh, I gotta take a picture.
It's an unreal shooter with a fucking camera, Jill.
No, it is. But like back then, I went to Blockbuster and I fucking rented it all the time.
Yeah, we had
all the time.
Rented a couple times too.
Yeah, that's cool.
But no, I don't know. Resident Evil always has my heart, even though they make terrible movies and games and books.
The movies are awful, but
there's no Harvest Moon movies, so
could you imagine if there was?
There's a Tetris movie coming. The rights have already.
Do the blocks have different personalities, and they're like they drop one down?
There's more of a premise for a movie in Harvest Moon than there is in fucking Tetris, and here we are with the Tetris movie.
They just want the money.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I mean,
awful
did you guys see Pixels?
Yeah,
I've seen. Unfortunately, yes. I've exposed myself to such things.
Yeah, I know it's
terrible.
I'm not a fan of Peter Dinklage at all.
Really?
Yeah, just I feel like he's a dick in real life. So
I don't know what he's at.
I don't know.
He's a dick in real life.
So and that ruins it for me. Like when I know that a person is a jerk and an asshole in real life, like I can't enjoy their stuff. Like anything that they make.
They're the types that you see stuff about them treating their staff bad.
Yeah, who fucking did Batman there? No, Christian Bale.
Oh yeah.
Like hearing about him flip out his fucking staff and stuff, like his crew.
At one time, yeah.
I just
walking in front of the light. That thing. Is that what you mean? The guy who's
it's like he's got like a scream rant online kind of thing.
Do I come in here and move your? It's
like they think they're hot, like better than everybody else, and it's just I can't enjoy it. But same with Tom Cruise. I hate Tom Cruise.
I hate him too.
Oh my god.
They think that, like, man, they remade that Mummy movie and it's so funny.
Bad. It was so bad.
Flopped.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh, man.
Did you see the trailer that they released without any of the audio editing?
No.
It was literally just them talking. It had no music, had no accent sounds. It was literally just like the audio dub.
I'm going to have to find that because I think that would be
so
pretty funny.
So fucking funny.
I kind of have a beef with that movie because the pacing was really off for me.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure it was for everybody else too. It didn't make very much.
No, I know. Like,
it
didn't seem right. There's something wrong about it, and the pacing was bad. The writing was terrible for me. Like, they try to make him younger and more like.
It's like, dude, you're pushing 50. Just fuck off and move over for somebody.
There was a shot with him. He was naked in it. Like, obviously they filmed it so
him up and makeup on his abs and everything.
He was built, and I'm like, that's not what you look like in real life. I bet. Like, your muscles will be sagging.
Some of that is real. Some of that is probably real, but they definitely tightened you up on camera.
Well, even they're youngifying everybody now.
Oh yeah.
So, because they did that with Kurt Russell in Guardians 2. Oh yeah. They did it kind of well.
They did it good in that though, because they didn't make him they just did it to film flashbacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he's still pretty normal otherwise.
But even in The Force Awakens in Star Wars, they had Buddy. I can't remember who it was because I'm really not a big Star Wars fan. Or... No. One of the bad dudes. I can't remember. He was a general or something. The one that they CGI'd in, kind of thing. Is that what you're talking about? Oh yeah.
He's dead.
Man, could I ever?
The actor himself is dead, and they CGI'd him.
I don't think they did that well because I can 100% tell it's CG. Like that's not right. That's not right. I know that eyebrow probably shouldn't be that high. Like stupid things funny. Like that. Like, they made him bug-eyed almost. Like, it annoyed me.
They made him look a little cartoony.
Yeah. And I hate when they do shit like that and they try to play it off like it's normal. Yeah. But I'm not a huge Star Wars fan.
I mean, we've had this discussion
before, I know. Sure. Definitely more of a Star Trek fan myself.
I like Star Wars.
Yeah. I have nothing against it.
Star Trek, I would probably choose Star Wars. Mm-hmm. However, I am watching the new Star Trek TV series, The Discovery. It's awesome. I
really like it.
I'm not 100% sold on it yet. Dusty found that video that he was talking about. He told me he was going to tell you.
What video?
I don't. It's something to do with the different timelines.
We've been me and Dusty
trying to peg it out.
Have been going a bit of back and forth with
trying to figure out where it lands.
With which I know
there's supposed to be the Kelvin timeline.
It's right after Enterprise.
Okay. Yeah.
But like with the movie timeline, they have the Kelvin timeline, and then they have the Prime timeline, which is where all the original series and everything all takes place. Yeah. They're saying this is supposed to everything all the production people are saying that this is in the Prime timeline, but it doesn't look it looks like the natural de-evolution, I guess you'd say, of the Kelvin timeline. Like, it doesn't line up. Like, it's and honestly, it's never going to at this point. Like, anything that they bring in is going to look too new to fall into Gene Roddenberry's original vision. It's never going to fall into that.
And that makes me sad a little bit, and I think that's why I'm not 100% sold on it. But it's getting better. Like, I'm liking it more and more.
I can't wait to see what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, but I don't like the fact that they're making him turn out to be like an asshole, like for a captain.
I haven't seen the 4th episode yet, so
I haven't either.
So the one that aired last night.
No, I haven't watched that yet either.
Cool.
No, but
I haven't watched it either.
So. Captain Isaacs, he's a bit of a douche, but he's.
I
like it though. I think that he'll. Like, my partner and I are thinking, he'll probably come around, kind of thing.
I'm hoping because he's in Starfleet. That's not what they're about.
I know. He's also in charge of an experimenal vessel, though. So he's I think that we're gonna.
Okay, so what do you?
That's his phone door.
What the fuck was that? Sorry.
What do you think of the storyline of it so far?
I really like it.
It's not bad. We were talking about this the other night, that we like the fact that they're focusing more on a first officer than they are the captain.
Yeah, they're going through a different route. And it's like, they're like, oh, social justice warriors, there's no white people on the ship. It's like, get the fuck over it. Star Trek has never been uninclusive. But there's definitely white people on the ship. No, I know, but people were mad because all the main roles seem to have gone to minorities. That's the big fucking.
Really?
Yeah, that's the thing. I know. I'm like,
I'll say
this. I didn't even notice.
I know that's right, and that's the way. I never anybody who's a real Star Trek fan isn't going to care.
Yeah.
Looking at it, I think they chose the right actors personally.
Yeah,
because they all did fantastic.
Yeah,
and like,
I don't know about Jason Isaacs because I'm not a fan of him anyway.
He's an asshole in everything he's in.
No, absolutely.
So,
The captain.
The captain.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't like him in anything that he plays.
But I think he does a good job at playing what he plays.
Yeah, I know. I just haven't pegged him out yet, and it annoys me. I want to know what his deal is immediately.
What I want to mention though is like in that Star Trek Discovery, because I'm not a Star Trek fan, so I don't really care about the timelines. That's whatever. But like solely just kind of on its own, I love how it's shot. Yeah. There's a lot of like Dutch
filmed very much.
Good camera
awesome.
angles.
I love it.
It's filmed very much like the movies.
Yeah,
like
and I think that's what I like about it too. Is that
it's up
more
there.
cinematic than it is.
Yes, it is.
Big time.
You know what I mean?
The thing is with the new way that they've taken it, the people that see the thing is that it's so different from the original, like the Next Generation, Voyager, and Deep Space, like all those ones. They're very much shot in the same.
It's like a
same
set.
universe. Everything kind of takes place. It's like that kind of stuff. Whereas the new one, it's meant to draw in new fans, and it's meant to bring in people that are more into actiony kind of stuff. And like despite
also,
the fact that some people may not like it, that's the way it's going to go to stay relevant.
Well, they have to kind of keep everybody interested, right? Yeah. And if that means bringing in
they have to try new
people,
stuff.
Exactly.
And and it's like like what you were saying, like how it's more cinematic and stuff. It's because it's $9 million an episode for them to film it.
Definitely
it's super high budget. Like the original, like the Next Generation, they definitely had nowhere near that kind of a budget. So like it's like that
even 1/10 of the budget.
Yeah, like probably less. But
than that. What I loved about it too is like, and what got me hooked was at the end of the second episode, because the first episode I watched and I was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
So do you mean the end of the second episode, as in the end of the last episode they played, or the end of the
war?
Because like the end of the war, when the war started, because like those first two episodes were shown as one. So
end of that. So end of the first episode basically, because the way I watched it as too, because we
did too. Well, they Jewed people on when they had it on TV because whatever. They took out part of the episode.
Screwed people. She said screwed, ladies and gentlemen.
They took part of the episode off because they said, well, to watch it fully, you have to watch it on CBS Access.
Yeah, all that.
So,
but okay, so after I watched the first one, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. Like I like where they're going with it. It's neat. And then I watched the second one, or just that full episode, whatever. And they killed everyone at the end, and I was like,
wow. It's like,
oh,
what?
How are they going to continue the series? This is really weird. And then like, just thinking like, if they can't continue the series after they killed them, like what are they going to do? So, and as soon as the third one started, I was like,
the third episode was really well
done. So this is where they're going with it. I love it.
And that's why I was confused, because the first two, we'll say, were more out in space and more of the war, like how it's starting. And I was like, well, now it's going to be different because it's focusing on in the ship. Like, it's going to be a little more calm down, I guess. Like, that's why I wasn't too sure.
I just really like the part where like in the part, you've seen the third episode, eh? Yeah. So like the part where they're like, she's on the ship and she's at the table with those other prisoners and they're about to attack her. She kicks her ass.
Oh man, hands down, just
like
flattens them.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it was way more gory than I was expecting it. Like to see the bodies like twisted and mangled and shit. I was like,
that was pretty shitty.
Man, they're going pretty all out for it. So I was like, I like that.
But no, that was pretty cool. The whole thing was just really, I really enjoyed the whole bunch of it. So.
I'm still not 100%. I don't know. Like, I don't hate it. What?
She'll come around.
I know, and I probably will. Like, but it needs to, and it's just because I haven't figured him out yet. It does annoy me.
Yeah.
But we ran out of card space. And I didn't notice. Wow. Every single time. Every time.
You can put it up with audio though without.
What I've been doing is putting up our technical difficulties stuff when this happens. But we're gonna wrap it up anyway. It's quite a long episode. I mean,
so we've given Mass Effect, Resident Evil, Harvest Moon, and Star Trek The Once Over.
Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Give it the once over, all right. But thank you for joining us. I mean, it was fun to have you on. So
yep, I'm glad to have come up.
Yes, it's been fun. I mean, so if you want to check us out on YouTube, I mean, the video is going to be up on YouTube, but we're going to have other videos go up as well. Twitter is at TheOnceOverPC. PC for podcast, not for anything else. I ran out of space. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed.
Very cool. Thanks.
Bye.